Today I'll be demonstrating the strategies I used to win Purpled Solo Bedwars Tournament. Before this video begins, I'd like everyone to join my Discord server. I'll have the link in the description. For step 1, you need to go into your browser and search up this specific address. Once you are on the website, you need to click Buy Now and click this version. This is a 100% Toilers approved strategy to win. Now I'm going to explain the first aspect of which is bridging. So in one, there's two main types of bridging you can use. One is scorpion bridging, which is done like this. So it's 3 up and 1 out. With scorpion bridging, you need to know how to use ladders really well. So when you make your bridge, you need to place ladders in the middle of every row, and once you get to the top, you need to place ladders along the whole thing. This is because ladders help reduce the amount of knockback you take, which makes it easier to bridge fight. It's also useful to know how to clutch, because when you scorpion bridge, you always go very high in the air, so you need a way to get down without taking too much full damage. So two ways you can do this are with ladders or with water. So with ladders, you basically need to jump down and place the ladder on the block you're trying to land on, and don't stand on top of the ladder but crouch beside the ladder, and that'll stop your descent and you won't take any damage. Another way you can do it is with water buckets, and this is fairly standard. You just go down and you place water where you land. Another method of bridging is one stacking, which is what I did in the tournament, which is done like this. You just build one up and one to the side, and you can even do it without shifting. With the one stacking, you want to make sure that you're very fast when you do it, because you're not going to be going very high, so you need to have speed so that you do get a lot of high ground and you also go fast. And of course, you do also need to know how to normally speed bridge. There are many speed bridging tutorials online. So the way you can practice speed bridging is by either just placing a block, shifting, placing block, shifting, placing block, shifting, and doing it very slowly. And eventually you can gain speed when you do your speed bridging. I wouldn't recommend holding when you speed bridge, because that's much slower. I'd rather click and then unshift. In Bedwars 1v1, a lot of the time you're on a bridge, so it's important that you know how to take less knockback. A good way to practice this is sumo duels. You can practice W tapping, strafing, and all of that in sumo. So I'm gonna demonstrate all of the techniques I've displayed in an actual 1v1. I normally use a wool defense with just 8 wool, just one layer on the bed. I normally also buy TNT. So with 64 wool, I will defend the bed and then rush. So your main goal is to first beat your opponent on a bridge fight, and well, my opponent just fell, but normally after you if you can beat them, you're really in a good position because you can place TNT on their bed. So once you've got your opponent's bed, they will most likely go to middle. So when your opponent is going to middle, if they're already at middle, you should bridge to middle, but if they're just bridging to middle, you should follow them. It's always better to follow because you can cut them off. So as you can see, he's just bridging to middle, so I can begin chasing him. On a map like Amazon, your opponent will most likely just run away. So what you should do is make sure they don't get back to the base, and you should collect emeralds and buy emerald items like invisibility or armor. Try not to get in a fight with your opponent, because if you lose, they can just use the emeralds to buy lots of items, and then you're most likely gonna lose. Now I know I said don't get into a fight, but I ran out of blocks, so it'd be really hard for me not to get in a fight. So I just, since they're on a small island, I just tried to knock them off.